Southwest Logistics, licensed trucking company, DOT certified, 250 trucks, 500 drivers, legitimate deliveries to Walmart, Costco, Kroger, fresh produce from Mexico and California, fruits, vegetables, approved cargo manifests, regular inspections passed, professional operation, profitable business, the American supply chain in action. But hidden in those refrigerated trailers, beneath legitimate produce, inside secret compartments, methamphetamine. 50 tons moved over 2 years, each truck carrying 50 to 200 kilograms, mixed with bananas, concealed under lettuce, vacuum sealed between tomato crates. The drugs traveled America's highways, delivered to major retailers, then offloaded at cartel distribution points. Drivers didn't know. Companies receiving shipments didn't know. Only cartel logistics coordinators knew the truth. DEA had been investigating Southwest Logistics for 18 months, tracking routes, analyzing patterns, building comprehensive case. The operation was called Highway Harvest, and when federal power targets cartel trucking fronts, commercial licenses provide no protection, only decades in prison and complete business destruction. Welcome to the largest trucking-based drug operation in American history. When cartels infiltrate legitimate supply chains, federal response protects commerce and highways absolutely. 250 trucks, legitimate deliveries to major stores, 50 tons of meth hidden inside. Comment if you think this deserves life sentences for everyone involved. The investigation began with random inspection. Texas Highway Patrol stopped Southwest Logistics truck. Routine commercial vehicle check. Driver was cooperative. Paperwork perfect. Cargo manifest listed produce. Refrigerated trailer. Everything appeared legitimate. But K9 unit alerted on trailer. Drug detection positive. Officers searched thoroughly. Found nothing initially. Cargo was produce, exactly as manifested. Driver seemed genuinely confused. Inspections seemed wrong. But dogs don't make mistakes. Something was there, hidden, concealed. Advanced search revealed the secret. Hidden compartment beneath cargo floor, accessible only by removing specific produce crates in sequence. Inside, 100 kilograms of methamphetamine, vacuum sealed, temperature controlled. The concealment was professional, sophisticated, expensive. The driver was arrested, interrogated. He claimed ignorance, didn't know about compartment, just delivered produce as instructed, certain routes, specific timing, never questioned. DEA believed him. Most drivers were unknowing mules. Cartel used legitimate truckers as unwitting accomplices. That single truck led to investigation. DEA examined Southwest Logistics. Company was legitimate, established 15 years, proper licensing, good safety record, regular customer contracts. But something felt wrong. The company was too perfect, too profitable for produce hauling. Financial analysis revealed irregularities. Hit like, if you believe companies used for drug trafficking should be permanently shut down. Special Agent Maria Rodriguez coordinated the investigation. 20 years with DEA, specialized in transportation-based trafficking. She'd investigated airlines, shipping companies, rail cargo. But legitimate trucking company was different. This is sophisticated, Rodriguez told her team. Cartels aren't just using trucks, they own the company, built legitimate business as cover. This requires comprehensive investigation. Every truck, every driver, every route, complete analysis. Intelligence gathering was extensive. DEA analyzed 2 years of delivery records. Routes were studied, timing examined, customer locations mapped, patterns emerged. Certain trucks traveled specific routes. Always same drivers, always similar timing. Those routes passed through known drug distribution areas. Coincidence seemed unlikely. Financial investigation revealed ownership. Southwest Logistics was owned by shell companies, traced back to cartel members. The company wasn't infiltrated by cartels. It was cartel-owned from beginning, built specifically for drug trafficking. Legitimate produce hauling provided perfect cover. Revenue from both operations, legal and illegal. The business model was brilliant and profitable. Undercover operation began. DEA agent applied as truck driver. Background created. Commercial license obtained. Hired by Southwest Logistics. Started making deliveries. The job seemed normal. Pick up produce in California. Deliver to stores across America. Professional operation. Good pay. Nothing suspicious. But certain drivers received special instructions, coded messages, route modifications, specific timing requirements. The agent worked to gain trust, performed reliably. After 6 months, received first special assignment, priority delivery, different instructions, specific route, don't deviate, don't stop except designated locations. The agent followed instructions, loaded trailer with produce in California, drove prescribed route, stopped at warehouse in Nevada. Cartel workers appeared, opened trailer, removed specific crates, revealed hidden compartment, loaded methamphetamine, replaced crates, closed compartment. Continue delivery. The entire process took 15 minutes. Professional, practiced, routine. Too dangerous or necessary undercover work for massive drug operation. Comment D or N. The agent continued route. Delivered produce to Walmart distribution center. Offloaded cargo. Compartment remained sealed. Professional inspection wouldn't find it. Then drove to secondary location. Cartel facility. Workers removed remaining produce crates. Accessed compartment. Unloaded methamphetamine. Good work. You'll get more priority deliveries. The agent reported everything. DEA now understood complete operation. Legitimate produce shipments provided cover. Hidden compartments held drugs. Drivers unknowingly transported both. Some drivers were knowing accomplices. Most were innocent. The system exploited legitimate commerce. Corrupted American supply chain. Surveillance expanded. DEA tracked multiple priority delivery trucks. Similar patterns, same tactics. Cartel facilities identified. Distribution networks mapped. The operation's scope was staggering. 50 trucks regularly carried drugs. 150 trucks were purely legitimate. The mixed model provided perfect camouflage. Intelligence revealed modification process. Certain trucks had custom-built compartments, installed at cartel-owned garage, professional engineering, metal fabrication, climate control. The compartments were undetectable without specific knowledge. Even thorough inspections missed them. Only cartel workers knew access sequence. Financial analysis showed the profits. Legitimate hauling generated $30 million annually. Drug trafficking generated $300 million. The legal business was cover. The illegal business was purpose. Southwest Logistics was cartel infrastructure disguised as American commerce. Coordination with major retailers began. Walmart, Costco, Kroger. Companies were horrified. Their legitimate orders were being used for drug trafficking, unknown to them. Their distribution centers were unwitting transfer points. Corporate security cooperated fully. Wanted cartel operation destroyed. Supply chain integrity was essential. Which is worse? A. Dedicated drug smuggling trucks. B. Legitimate companies used as fronts. C. Both equal? Planning for takedown required extraordinary coordination. Can't just raid trucking company. Trucks were scattered nationwide, drivers on routes, cargo facilities in multiple states. This required simultaneous operations, every truck located, every facility raided, every conspirator arrested, complete destruction in single strike. FBI joined investigation, interstate commerce, corporate fraud, money laundering. The charges expanded beyond drug trafficking. RICO statutes applied, continuing criminal enterprise. The legal framework was comprehensive. Every defendant would face multiple charges, decades of exposure. October 20th, execute date. Intelligence confirmed location of all priority delivery trucks. Cartel facilities identified, conspirators documented. Over 400 federal agents deployed. DEA, FBI, Highway Patrol, local police. This was largest trucking operation raid in history. 4 a.m. Simultaneous execution. Trucks were stopped nationwide. DEA, pull over. Priority delivery trucks secured. Drivers detained. Cargo inspected. Hidden compartments discovered. Methamphetamine seized. Some drivers were shocked, genuinely didn't know. Others were resigned, knew they'd been caught, cooperated immediately. Corporate headquarters in Texas was raided. FBI, federal warrant. Executives arrested. Financial records seized. Computer systems imaged. Employee files preserved. Everything documented. The evidence would destroy the entire organization. Cartel facilities were hit simultaneously. Distribution warehouses, modification garages, storage units. Armed teams secured locations. Workers arrested. Drugs confiscated. Equipment seized. The infrastructure supporting trucking operation was dismantled. Total seizure exceeded estimates. 52 tons of methamphetamine found across all locations, inside truck compartments, warehouses, distribution points. Street value exceeded $2 billion. Largest trucking-based drug seizure in DEA history. If you believe cartel trucking executives deserve death penalty, type SWAT POWER. Arrests totaled 273 people, company executives, knowing drivers, cartel coordinators, warehouse workers, mechanics who installed compartments, all facing federal charges, conspiracy, drug trafficking, interstate commerce violations, money laundering, RICO charges. Nobody was spared. But 150 drivers were cleared, truly didn't know about drugs. Legitimate truckers exploited by cartel. DEA verified their innocence, returned commercial licenses, helped them find new employment. Victims of sophisticated deception, not criminals. The distinction was important. Justice required accuracy. Federal prosecutors filed charges in Western District of Texas. Evidence was overwhelming. 52 tons of methamphetamine, 250 modified trucks, financial records proving conspiracy, undercover testimony, corporate documents. Defense attorneys had nothing. Clients operated massive drug trafficking front as legitimate business. Major retailers terminated contracts immediately. Southwest Logistics was blacklisted. Supply chain relationships severed. Corporate statements emphasized cooperation with law enforcement. Victims of cartel deception, implementing enhanced security. The business community wanted clear separation from criminal operation. Trials emphasized supply chain exploitation. Prosecutors showed how legitimate commerce was weaponized. Defendants corrupted American trucking industry, prosecutors argued, used trusted companies to move poison, exploited innocent drivers, deceived major retailers, all for billions in drug profits. The betrayal of commercial trust demands maximum punishment. Company executives received life without parole. RICO convictions. leadership of continuing criminal enterprise, drug trafficking conspiracy, enhanced penalties for scope and duration. Federal judges showed no mercy. These defendants had corrupted legitimate business, endangered public trust, exploited innocent workers. Knowing drivers received 20 to 40 years, transported methamphetamine interstate, multiple trips, knowing participation, significant roles, sentences reflected culpability. Cooperating drivers received reduced terms, 15 to 25 years, still severe. But cooperation mattered. Mechanics who installed compartments got 15 to 30 years, enabled drug trafficking through technical expertise, made concealment possible. Without their work, operation couldn't function. Their skills served cartels, now serving time. Should all employees of cartel front companies face charges? Comment yes or no. The 250 trucks were seized. Federal forfeiture applied. Vehicles sold at auction. Proceeds went to victim compensation, law enforcement funding, drug treatment programs, converting cartel assets into community resources. The fleet that moved 50 tons became tools for justice. Southwest Logistics corporate assets were forfeited. Facilities, equipment, bank accounts, investments. Total value exceeded $100 million. Complete financial destruction. The company ceased to exist. Blacklisted from trucking industry. Banned from federal contracts. Corporate dissolution was absolute. Legitimate produce suppliers were affected. Lost major distribution partner. Had to find new trucking. Delays occurred. Costs increased. But industry understood necessity. Cartel fronts had to be destroyed, even when disrupting legitimate business. Safety and integrity were priorities. Trucking industry implemented changes, enhanced security protocols, compartment detection training, driver vetting improvements, DOT inspections strengthened. Industry didn't want cartel infiltration. They cooperated with law enforcement, prevented future exploitation. Technology was developed. Scanning systems detecting hidden compartments, X-ray trucks, ground-penetrating sensors. Law enforcement had new tools. Future attempts at compartment smuggling would face advanced detection. The technology race continued. Federal capabilities improving. Legislative action followed. Enhanced penalties for commercial vehicle drug trafficking. Mandatory company audits. Owner liability increased. Corporate veil pierced more easily. The legal framework strengthened, making cartel business fronts more difficult, more dangerous, less profitable. Special Agent Rodriguez received awards. Her investigation destroyed largest trucking drug operation, protected supply chain integrity, cleared innocent drivers, imprisoned guilty parties, 52 tons removed from distribution, billions in profits eliminated. Perfect DEA success. The executives imprisoned tell other inmates their stories, built legitimate business, then corrupted it for cartels, made billions, thought company appearance provided immunity, were wrong. DEA infiltrated, FBI investigated, everything seized, everyone arrested, life sentences delivered. Legitimate business became federal crime scene. Intelligence from investigation led to broader operations, identified cartel leadership in Mexico, traced drug sources, revealed distribution networks. Follow-up raids arrested dozens more. The trucking operation was one piece. Evidence enabled comprehensive cartel prosecution. Operation Highway Harvest proved that cartel fronts can't hide in legitimate business. DEA will investigate suspicious patterns, will infiltrate operations, will coordinate massive raids, will seize everything, will arrest everyone, will destroy companies completely. This is what happens when cartels use trucking companies for drug trafficking. This is what DEA achieves protecting American commerce. This is why corrupting legitimate business brings life sentences. You can build legitimate company. You can get proper licenses. You can contract with major retailers. You can hide drugs in secret compartments. You can move 50 tons. You can think commercial appearance provides cover. None of it prevents federal investigation. DEA will analyze your routes, will infiltrate your company, will coordinate nationwide raids, will seize all drugs, will arrest everyone, will prosecute for life, will protect supply chain integrity. The cartel learned this the hard way. 15 years building company, 250 trucks operated, 52 tons moved, billions generated. One morning, simultaneous raids, everything seized, everyone arrested. Executives got life without parole, company destroyed. Perfect federal victory protecting American commerce. This is SWAT power, where cartel trucking fronts get destroyed, where legitimate business corruption brings life sentences, where DEA proves commercial cover doesn't work, where federal power protects supply chains and highways. The answer to the quiz? B. Legitimate companies used as fronts are worse. Dedicated smuggling operations endanger only criminals. Using legitimate businesses corrupts American commerce, betrays public trust, endangers innocent workers, enhanced moral culpability, maximum federal punishment. Should all commercial drug trafficking face mandatory life sentences? Do you support enhanced trucking industry security? Which investigation aspect impressed you most? Comment below. Like if you support protecting legitimate commerce. Subscribe to SWAT Power, where federal agents destroy cartel business fronts and deliver life sentences to executives who corrupt American industry. Because commercial integrity matters, and federal power protects it absolutely. SWAT Power, company destroyed, 52 tons seized, commerce protected, justice delivered, every single time.